Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and this is Saturday the 3rd of October 2020, and this is the weekly analysis for spot gold and dollar yen for the first week of October. And let's take a look at spot gold, and it managed to recover after the previous week's fall. Managed to climb back up into the resistance zone at the 50 fib, and also the monthly pivot level, and support was at the 1850. So now it's at a critical level to see whether it's going to continue higher and break out higher back up to 1950, or whether it's going to retest the 1850 level and perhaps even lower. So it will depend on what the US dollar index does as well. Let's clear this for now. And Friday was a spinning top, indecision, so it could go either way, but it's probably going to pull back lower first, and we'll see how far it will go before it attempts to retest the resistance zone. All right. There's a couple of US news this week with ISM non-manufacturing PMI and the minutes of the FOMC meeting. Let's also take a quick look at the US dollar index and compare, which will be an inverse correlation. And it did pull back lower within the bullish channel that we identified last couple of weeks, and it did find support right at the lower channel trend line. So now it needs to break back higher above the 62 fib retracement and head into the resistance zone right at the 50 fib of this swing. Otherwise it could break down lower and below the channel down to the 78.6 fib retracement. So we'll see how the US dollar index performs next week. If it does go up higher, then spot gold and the other majors will tend to retrace lower. All right, let's go back to spot gold. So it is right at the critical level where US dollar index was at support, spot gold is at resistance, so it's likely going to pull back lower first before it attempts to test the resistance zone again. Right, so likewise with the dollar yen, this is where the weekly pivot is for last week, and this is the monthly pivot. All right, so last week it consolidated for most of the time. It did not fall lower as with US dollar index until Friday with the lower than expected jobs report from the US, and it did spike the 105 level, but managed to quickly bounce back up and sitting above the monthly pivot again. So if the US dollar index starts to recover and climb back up somewhat, there could be also a continued move higher to retest the 106. And for now, it seems that the 105 is holding as a key support level. Otherwise, if the US dollar index falls, then we'll see if it could be also a bearish move down to 138. Alright, so depends on the US dollar index and any fundamental trigger for US dollar for next week, and especially when there's uncertainty with President Trump's COVID-19 positive case and how his health holds up for the next week. So the markets have did retrace lower, the stock markets, and sensitive to those news that was on Friday. Alright, so meanwhile, do check out my other videos on the other major pairs, and have a safe week and a good trading week, and cheers for now.